Good evening, members of the board, and Dylan. Today, I present to you a video 5 years in the making. A Bluesandslash original, if you could even call me that anymore. This is my top 10 favorite Pokemon currently. I've compiled a list. Took me 2 hours to make this slideshow, and now I will present it to you. Number 10, Mimikyu. By far, my favorite Pikachu clone Pokemon. Definitely the most unique. Ghost Fairy. What a superb typing. What a creative typing, even. And its disguise ability is so. It's nice. It's like sturdy, but it's not. It's better. Well, not anymore. And you just cannot deny that he is, in fact, a spooky little dude. Now, he's shiny. Oh my god. Holy shit, guys. There are not many shinies better than this. Grayscale shinies? My goodness. It is a subtle change, I will admit, but subtle shinies can be the best shinies. And I love this one. Number 9, Metagross. Now, if I could describe Metagross in 4 words, I would say I have no idea. But I would also tell you, why the fuck are you telling me to describe Metagross in specifically 4 words? He is very cool. That's another 4 words I would use to describe him. Look at him. Psychic Steel, excellent typing. Very good design. The whole line has this beautiful steel blue color and this hint of devious red in their eyes, and I love it. And it's shiny. Oh my god. It's shiny is so good. White and gold. Have you ever seen a more expensive looking shiny in your life? It is good. And don't even get me started on these other forms. They are absolutely incredible. And I really wish I had a shiny Metagross in a Gen 6 or 7 game so that I could actually use shiny Mega Metagross, because that would be so awesome. Number 8, Skeptile, or as the common folk may call him, Sceptile. Now, this is a pretty common Pokemon to be a favorite, and I have selected him personally because he is a lizard, and lizards are cool. And Sceptile is also a grass type, and grass types are absolutely goated. He also has blades on his wrist, which is really fucking cool, but like, that's beside my main point here. And he's shiny. Have you ever seen a Pokemon so off their fucking brain in your life? Potentially you have. In fact, there is another Pokemon on this list that potentially may be higher than the kite that this Sceptile is on. Now, sorry if that sounded atrocious, but I just had to let that one out. Mega Sceptile and Shiny Mega Sceptile are absolutely the reason Sceptile's on this list. I used a Sceptile as my starter when playing through Oraz, which was, I think, either the second, third, or fourth Pokemon game I ever played. No, it's not the first, but it's still very special to me. Mega Sceptile is so cool, and I'm currently hunting for a shiny, and it will be so worth it. Number 7, Gigalith. This Pokemon is hard as fuck. He is a rock type. He is not a ground type, just a rock type. And that's all he needs to be. He is a beautiful collection of orange and blue with that highlight of yellow around his eyes. What a beautiful design. And probably the main reason he is on this list is because of this little goober. Please, be nice to him. It's his first day. Fun fact about this guy is that he was my first ever shiny. Random encounter, full odds, rug and roller in 10 Carrot Hill while I was looking for Necrozma in Pokemon Sun. How lucky is that? That my first shiny not only have I kept and still have, but was this absolute banger. On to number 6. Greninja. He is a funny frog. And that, well, doesn't quite do him justice. In fact, Greninja here was voted the number 1 Pokemon, like, favorite in the world, you know? Which I think is pretty significant. And I also think it's really funny that he wasn't in Sword and Shield, or like the last 3 games before Scarlet and Violet. Last 4, actually. I just think that's funny. Because he's, the most popular Pokemon in the world. Anyway, he's a funny frog. Excellent shiny. Holy shit. Holy shit. Black, red, with a hint of just that sky blue. Ooh, you're gonna make me come, Greninja. Keep it down. And finally, the whole reason he is on this list to begin with is because of Ash Greninja. I love the X and Y anime series. I've watched it twice. It's been a while since I've seen it, actually, but I have so much nostalgia towards it. It is a beautiful piece of work, mostly just because Ash Greninja is so cool. Moving on. Number 5. Sprigatito. This is the aforementioned, potentially higher than thine kite of Skeptal, also known as Weedcat. It is a magnificent specimen, and it is just fucking adorable. That's all the reason I need. It is so cute. Look at his little face. Don't you just want to give him head pats? And here is the cutie patootie and the awful quality image of of Sprigatito's shiny. It's a subtle shiny, but I'll be honest, I absolutely adore it, and I'm currently hunting for a specifically female shiny Sprigatito. I already have one male, but the odds are not looking great, I'll tell you that much. Number 4. Sneasel. Now, this might be a little bit of a surprise to some people, because I don't think Sneasel is a very popular Pokemon, but I have quite a sentimental attachment to it. See, when I was doing shiny hunting in Ultramoon and Sun, I used a Sneasel as my false swiper, not even a Weavile. I didn't evolve it until so much later, and that gave me such an insane attachment to this Pokemon as a false swiper. Even though later on I ditched the Weavile and ended up using Sceptile instead, because Sceptile is just a better false swiper. But this guy is so edgy. It is immaculate. I love him, and oh my god, he's shiny. What a devastating color combination. Like, in a good way. I meant that in a good way. Like, pink, orange with the blue crystal. Oh, damn. Didn't have to do me that hard. And oh, before I forget, let's talk about Hisuian Sneasel. As a Sneasel fan, when I first heard about Hisuian Sneasel, I absolutely popped off. And then I saw it shiny. And it is probably one of, if not my favorite shiny ever. I love it so much, I need to hunt it at least 5 more times before I am satisfied. I will get there, I swear. Number 3. Now, if you've watched my previous top 10 Pokemon video, you'll recognize this guy as the one who used to be number 1. But I've moved him, because there are other Pokemon that deserve the 2 and 1 slots. You will see them, but for now, let's focus on the green sky snake himself, Rayquaza. What a cool Pokemon, just in the base. Chills out in the ozone layer, and comes down to just fuck around with Groudon and Kyogre whenever they're bitching to each other, you know? He's the guy who just comes down, comes out of his room, and just tells everyone to shut up every once in a while. And I respect that. I do respect that. And apparently, Arceus did as well. And we'll see We'll see why that is as well. But the shiny, my god, that I love black shinies. I love black shinies so much. Anything that is black and has any kind of vibrant popping color as accents, absolutely peak. This is that. This is exactly that. And now, to tell you exactly how Arceus blessed this guy, I am at a loss for words at this Pokemon. It is the coolest mega evolution in my opinion. And it is, I don't know how they got a cool Pokemon and made it cooler. Like, way cooler. Like, way, way cooler. Like, I'm not dissing Rayquaza here, but Mega Rayquaza is like 10 steps up. And then it's like, wait a minute. If Shiny Rayquaza exists and Mega Rayquaza exists, then holy shit. Literally one of the coolest Pokemon in all of existence. Shiny Mega Rayquaza. The red accents, the glowing yellow, the red evil stare in his eyes. He is so peak, peak Pokemon design. I love it. I love it. On to number 2. This guy, he's one of my Gen 7 boys. It's Necrozma. Now, I don't see many people liking Necrozma that much. I always liked him. His color scheme is cool. I like the fact that he has the crystals in his face. And he is the edgier lord. Edgier than Sneasel. Very much edgier than Sneasel. And his shiny is, well, I personally think it is a missed opportunity to have made it white. But this is cool too. And what it lacks in anything, it makes up for in these absolute crazy cool Pokemon and shinies. Duskmane and Dawn Wings are 2 fucking awesome looking Pokemon. Like, holy shit. Like, so good. Literally, that alone is enough to put it on the list. But there is one more. One final reason, which is why Necrozma is so high on this list in the first place. And that's that guy. Shiny down there in the bottom right corner. And up there you can see my proven statement that Ultra Necrozma could 100% take God in a 1v1. There's an animation about that. Something, no. I'll link it in the description, the animation that I'm talking about, if I can remember to do that. But anyway, literally, it's like Mega Rayquaza vibes all over again. One of the coolest things ever. Look at it. It's like God, but it's not God. But it's so cool. How could it not be? But it's not. And it's like, God, I am so depressed that this Pokemon is not going to be accessible until the Sun and Moon remakes. Which might not even happen because Ultra Sun and Moon already exist. And the thought of that makes me so much sadder. Anyway, moving on from the depression, I have a few honorable mentions before we get to number 1 here. And so, just a few shout outs to my boys. Flygon, great Pokemon. Wish it had a Mega. Very disappointing. Very good shiny. Garchomp has a cool Mega, although it is extremely painful. Primal Groudon. I like regular Groudon a lot as well, but I just think this guy's a little bit more Godzilla. You know? We have Dragapult, fucking Stealth Bomber with an incredible shiny. You have Vikavolt, one of my Gen 7 boys. Very cool Pokemon. Very good shiny. It is absolutely absurd how slow it is, though. We have Tapu Koko, another Gen 7 boy. Just, God, that shiny, though. Oh my god. As I said, black shinies with any kind of accent. Oh my goodness. You could not make me hornier. My goodness. I am so erect. Moving on. Cerulege. Cool guy. Big boots, big swords. His shiny isn't anything to write home about, although I do personally enjoy it. He's just a guy. Then we have Iron Valiant, the second Gen 9 Pokemon on this list. I think this is the best Paradox form. It also has a really, really good shiny. I think Iron Valiant is the only future Paradox Pokemon that this shiny really works for, because they all have the same shiny. It's kind of sad. But this one absolutely pops off. Then we have regular Gardevoir. I also really like Shiny Gardevoir and Mega Gardevoir and Mega Shiny Gardevoir. Didn't put Mega Shiny Gardevoir here because I don't know, didn't really feel like it, I guess. Anyway, and Giratina. My boy. Epic forms. Basically Satan. Incredible. Immaculate. It like a mythical tier shiny. It's like this, it's got like this eluding aura to it. Especially like considering like the hunts that people have done for it in Platinum, which is just crazy. I could do that hunt. I would go insane if I did that. Anyway, moving on. Numero uno. The boy. The one. My favorite Pokemon. Who else could it be but Litten? He is simply the cutest little guy. He was the first starter I ever chose that I actually enjoyed and got attached to. I enjoy him because he is a cat and because he is a fire type, and there is not much more to it. He is very adorable. He's the cutest little guy, as I just said, and his shiny, which is in a very poor quality image currently, but his shiny is so, so good. Making white Pokemon black for their shinies or black Pokemon white for their shinies is like the best thing you can do. And it looks so good. White and red, them's is the colors for me, baby. And just in case you thought you hadn't had enough of this little guy, here are some extra Littens for your personal viewing pleasure. So, to conclude, I have now given you my top 10 favorite Pokemon. There you go. Do with this information what you will. You are welcome, Dylan. Hi, Dylan, by the way, in case I didn't say that at the beginning. Pretty sure I did. Anyway, now you know. I'll be making another one in 5 years. I'll see you in the next one.